Hey guys, Bonzi-chan here, and today I'm just going to talk to you guys about what I played for Portland Regionals, what I went against, and how I did. So, to get the how I did part of the way, I ended up going 5-4 for the day. Didn't place well, didn't do well. There was a couple games I could have, there was one game I should have won, but I played wrong, and my strategy for that whole game was just, I played wrong, and I should have changed my strategy. I should have realized it. I should have did something different. And then the other game I could have won, I made a really bad misplay, and I lost that way. I'll go over it when I go through each matchup, though, guys. So let's just go through the deck. This is the last time you're going to hear me talk about Mega Gardevoir, I promise. After this, I'll probably be done talking about it and done playing it. We have the deck I chose to play with. It's similar to the list I showed you last time, except this time I had a computer search. In my real deck on TCG, I don't have one. I played 3 max potions instead of mega turbos to basically stall out. Since I was playing Dimension Valley, Mega Gardevoir only needed 1 energy to attack, so I would just use the max potions to heal off the Mega Gardevoir and then reattach a basic energy on the same turn to restore my Mega Gardevoir at full health, and then just keep swinging again. The propagation executes really did come in handy, and then also my tech cards that really came in handy were Hex Maniac. Really came in handy, really came in clutch in a couple games. And then also Karen came in clutch one game really good. I included Karen because 1, it did help my deck, and 2, I was expecting to see a lot more Night March and Vespiquen. I actually did not go against either one, but Karen overall I don't think was a bad card for me to include. It did come in handy a few times. If I were to make one change to this deck, I would probably drop one card. I think I would probably drop 1 Sycamore for a Jirachi EX. I did pick one up at the event, but I picked it up after the tournament started, so I was not able to add it to my deck. Overall, Portland Regional is alright. I mean, it could have gone better. I could have played better, but I think for my first time at Regionals, I did a pretty good job. I think I did the best out of my group of friends that went. I'm not sure. I haven't talked to everybody to see how well they did. But none of us made day 2. Day 2 was, when I looked at the last listings that was posted, regionals should be done by now, but I haven't seen anything on Facebook about who won, nor have I checked Reddit, so I don't really know who won. But round around, it was a good event. Had a good time. It was a long day. A long, long day. We were there for like 14 hours. It was a long, rough day. It's about 4 a.m. Monday morning, guys. I'm just now getting to recording this. I slept all day Sunday. I went to sleep Sunday about 8 a.m. and didn't wake up till about 10 p.m. So it was a long, long day. So let me just save this list here, and then I'll pull up my little slideshow for you guys to show you how well I did. View present. Okay, that's not okay. So spoilers. So round 1, I went against Seismitoad with your basic Seismitoad lock deck. He was playing Seismitoad with Verbank City Gym Hypnotoxic Laser. The only thing that could have helped me in this matchup was if I had the Jirachi EX, I could have pulled up my Pokemon Ranger earlier in the game and then get myself set up. The other thing that could have made this matchup a lot better is if I ran some sort of tool removal. I could have got rid of his Keldio's Floatstone and then dragged his Keldeo out into the active. That way I could have stalled him and got myself set up. But this is my first time actually ever going at Seismitoad EX. Don't know. No one I know plays this deck, so I didn't have the opportunity to play test against it. And in all my play testing on TCGO, I never went against Seismitoad. But I kind of knew I had the Pokemon Ranger because I knew Seismitoad was a possibility of going against, and I knew it was probably be a popular deck, as well as Jolteon and Glaceon was going to be popular too. So I brought the Ranger in my deck just for this matchup. First game I went against this, I couldn't dig for the Ranger hard enough. Second game, the Ranger was prized, and I kind of just I was trying to stall to get the 3rd round, but he ended up taking me down, so I couldn't get the 3rd round in against him. Next round we had Volcanion EX. This is the matchup I should have won, but I didn't change up my strategy like I should have. I kept trying to hit the Volcanions and knocking those out when really I should have just went for the Hoopas and the Shamans and took the easy way out. But I just didn't do it. This is a matchup I should have won. I've play tested this matchup a lot. Roasted was playing this deck, and then another buddy from the little locals I go to, he plays this deck too. I've played against it. I know how to beat it. I just did not I didn't go for the correct strategy like I should have, and I'm stupid for that. Round 3, and also one other round. Let me see what round that was. I have notes on my phone here. Round 3 and round 6, I went against Mega Rayquaza. From what I could tell, they're both running the exact same list. It was your standard Mega Rayquaza list. The first round 3, when I went against Mega Rayquaza, I got steamrolled the first game because he just got set up and started smacking me, and I couldn't respond fast enough. Round 2 went a lot better for me, but I made a game-breaking misplay. I keep in mind, guys, I came straight from work to the event. This was after this round, I actually chugged my second Rockstar of the day, but I attacked without having energy on while having Dimension Valley out. Bell, you're snoring again. I had Dimension Valley out, but I had no energy, and I attacked, and he didn't catch it in time. Neither did I until after I took my 2 prizes. So that was a misplay where we could not recreate the game state on the board. So I didn't even call a judge over because I knew that's what they would say, and I just took the match loss, and I was okay with that. It was my fault. I should have caught that myself, but it's whatever. Mistakes happens, guys. It's my first regionals. I don't play in a lot of tournaments either. Just I don't have the time to, and there's only like one tournament a week I could make, and that's the one I go to every weekend. So then my round 6 matchup against Mega Rayquaza, I won 1 game. He won 2 games. I won 2 games. He won 1 game. The 1 game that he did win, he kind of ran over me. He got the Toad lock out, and he was just locking me down. And then the second round, he started execute, and I turned 1 Getsus him, and so that really crippled him, and I just knocked out his execute and won. That was kind of how round 2 went. Basically, he started execute, and he went first, and I went first, and I had Getsus in my hand. I played it, and I Getsused away 2 Ultra Balls. What was it? 2 Ultra Balls, a Mega Turbo, and a VS Seeker. And he had no draw supporter in hand. He had like a Hex Maniac and then 2 Mega Rayquazas in his hand. So then I passed off to him. He didn't draw a draw supporter or a search card. And then I passed back to my turn, and then I just knocked out his execute and won. Round 3 was a close game. I had to do some Karen shenanigans. How this ended up working was that he needed Skyfield in order to knock me out. He had a Mega Ray on the bench, ready to go, but he needed the energy and the Skyfield in order to one-shot me before I could two-shot him. Basically, I had some damage on his Rayquaza already. He had no damage on my Gardevoir, so he needed to draw and then I max potioned off the damage, so he needed to get the Skyfield and then set up his bench in order to knock me out in 1 shot before I could knock him out in 2. Knock him out. I could knock him back and knock him out with 1 more hit. So what I had ended up doing was using Karen to recycle all of our Pokemon back into our bench, and then I needed 1 energy as well, and then I managed to Sycamore my whole hand away and draw out the energy that I needed to hit him once. And then since I put all his Pokemon back into his deck and made his deck a little bit thicker, he only had like 4 cards left in his deck. I put like 6 back into his deck, and he had to shuffle. He had no draw supporters left and no VS Seekers left. I checked his discard pile before I did that to see if it would make a difference. He had his 2 ends in his discard pile, and he had his 4 Sycamores, and I didn't think he ran any other draw supporter, and he also had 3 Ultra Balls in his discard pile as well. So even though I did shuffle back in his Shamans, it was very unlikely he was going to be able to draw it. The last Skyfield he needed. I'm not sure if it was prized or not. I didn't ask him. He wasn't very talkative, so I didn't want to ask him. He was I think he was kind of salty too. But I Karen'd, shuffled back all our stuff in our decks. I drew my 1 energy. He didn't draw the Skyfield, so he couldn't knock me out in 1 shot. He just hit me, and I hit him back, and that's how the game went. So Karen came in clutch for me for that game. So that was round 3 and round 6. Round 4, I went against some guy who has not played since Fossil. That's why there's just Fossil artwork here. That was like the last time he played. He was probably like in his late 30s, early 40s. He just came to have fun, hang out. He was a nice, cool guy. He was playing some kind of homebrew Lunala, Gumshoes, Tauros deck. I just kind of rolled over him, just kept swinging and hitting him hard. But we had a good time. He was a nice guy. And those guys I actually don't mind playing against. They're cool. They're really fun to talk to. I met some cool people while I was there. And then the following round, I went against Machamp, Ariados, Carbink. I won 2, he won 1 game. And round 1, I kind of just rolled over him. Round 2, Carbink stalled me. My Lysander was prized. He just stalled. He didn't deck me out. When he brought the Machamp out, I then knocked it out. Took my Lysander out of our prize cards, thank God. And managed to almost turn that game around. But he got the Spinarak and the Ariados out and started able to hit me for a lot of damage that I couldn't necessarily return quickly enough. And then round 3, I just straight up won. Next up, in round 7, I went against the guy who's playing Solgaleo and Lurantis. Now, this is a deck that's been starting to see some more popularity in Standard. It started out as kind of a rogue deck. The way this deck works is you get the Solgaleo out, and then you use Soul Burst GX to get all your energy out of your deck onto the Solgaleo and Lurantis. You run both Grass and Steel Energy. I think he only ran like 3 Grass Energies, around like 6 Steel Energy. And then you start hitting him for a shit ton with Stun Steel Strike. Pretty much knocks out anything in the game. And then the following turn, you Ultra Road into Lurantis and use Flower Supply to attach 2 basic energy cards. It's not Grass Energy, guys. It's just basic energy. So it's the Steel Energies that you discard count. So it recycles the energy back into the Solgaleo. We went back and forth pretty good. It was a fun game, but he ended up taking it over me. The first game, I didn't know what he was playing, so he took me by surprise. Round 2. I turned 1, gets him installed him out till I got set up. He was also playing Lugia EX in his deck, and then he had it in the active and some damage. And I hit it. I Hex Maniac, so that therefore I could hit it without him switching out to the Solgaleo. His deck was pretty thin at that point, and I never saw him play a switch or an escape rope, so I didn't think he had a way to switch out, which he didn't. And then on the following turn, I just knocked out the Lugia again, giving me my last 2 prizes would mean that game. Round 3, we were really close. We were both looking for one specific card to win the game. I didn't find mine. He found his, which was just an energy to knock me out with Sun Steel Strike. So that was round 7. Round 8, I went against the guy who's playing Mega Slowbro. I think he just entered just to have some fun. But he was a cool guy. We had some fun playing it. Not much to say about this round. I kind of just rolled him. And then round 9, my last opponent no-showed, so I just got the win that way by him not showing up. So that was regionals, guys. That's what I went against. If I could have made one change to this deck that I played, I would have found room for a Jirachi EX. That would have been the one thing I would have changed about this deck. I would have maybe dropped an Ultra Ball or a Sycamore for a Jirachi for the Seismitoad matchup to grab out a supporter, probably the Pokemon Ranger. Or if I went turn 1, I'd probably grab the Getsis and try to cripple him quickly. But I think grabbing the Ranger in that situation would be the best, just to have it ready, and then I could just start VS Seekering for those Rangers over and over again, and hopefully until I knock him out. I'd like to have some tool removal in this deck, because that would have been helpful. But overall, regionals went okay, guys. I would probably do it again next year. I don't have the opportunity to travel a lot for regionals, different regionals, but I know a couple friends who are planning on going to Seattle, but that's a standard regional. But after this, guys, this will be my last video about regionals. I'm going to be doing some more deck profiles and stuff, some new decks I've been playing around with, both in standard and expanded. And then also we're going to go back to some other content, guys. I'm going to do my full Disc Jam review coming up soon. I am working on another series that I hopefully will be doing with some of the other guys. That will be a fun little series. And then probably going to pick up some other games to review and show off to you guys. Maybe do some Hearthstone, I'm not sure yet, guys. But that's been regionals, guys. Till next time, peace out. Some kind of looks like. So we're just gonna steam up just because we can discard this hand, because